Hello, everybody. Just wanted to share with you some information here. The inspiration, if you were wondering, the inspiration behind Dark Knight Rising, Batman, is DC Comics. And DC in Roman numeral is 600. And it is the first part of the name of the Antichrist that is coming, because the Lord said his name and his number was 600, 60 and 6, which is 666. It's interesting that the DC 600 is also at the bottom of the pyramid on the dollar bill. Now, the Roman numeral here is not for the number 6, but it's for the number 600. So, DC Comics is really the beginning, was the beginning of bringing in the New World Order. Now, these comics that started out as comic books are now being turned into movies. What's interesting is that this DC Comics eventually ended up in a building with the number 666, owned by Rockefeller. And let me just read something to you here. Golden Age of the comic books. Underneath that, the Silver Age of the comic books. After that, the Fourth World, and then under that is the Bronze Age. Okay? You understanding this now? You got the Bronze Age, the Silver Age, and the Golden Age. Well, according to my studies and from my research, I have found out that the location where this massacre took place was in a location called Colorado, Aurora, Colorado. Aurora means dawn. It's named after the goddess of dawn. This has to do with the Bronze Age. This is the Bronze just before the Golden Age. Now, so what is the Golden Age? National Allied publications soon merged with Detective Comics Incorporated to form National Comics, which in 1944 absorbed an affiliated concern. Max Gaines, and I'm not going to say all these different names. Anyway, Gaines let Liabots buy him out and kept only picture stories from the Bible as the foundation of his own new company, EC Comics. At that point, Liabots, first part of his last name is the word lie, L-I-E. Liabots, I guess is how you say his name, promptly orchestrated the merger of All American and Detective Comics into National Comics. Next, he took charge of organizing National Comics, the self-distributorship, Independent News, and their affiliated firms into a single corporate entity called National Periodical Publications. National Periodical Publications became publicly traded on the stock market in 1961. Despite the official names, National Comics and National Periodical Publications, the line used the logo Superman DC. Throughout the DC logo could be seen on their covers and ads as early as 1940. And the company became known as DC Comics. for years before the official adoption of that name in 1977. Now, you need to understand that's the golden age, okay? The silver age was in the 1950s. And the Bronze Age was, bear with me, well, can't find it now. Anyway, what I'm trying to help you to understand is the beginning of the name of their comic book company starts with DC, which is 600. You got to understand, at the time when Jesus came on the earth, the Roman Empire ruled. Jesus had come on the earth just after the Dark Ages, which would be what they consider to be the Bronze Age, which really they're calling today the Golden Age. So what are they trying to do? They're trying to speed things up. They're trying to move faster from the Bronze Age to they're trying to call the Bronze Age the Dark Age, the Bronze Age the Golden Age. They're calling the Dark Ages their Golden Ages. So in other words, they're calling darkness light, is what they're doing. Instead of waiting for the Golden Age, they want to speed things up. They're trying to accelerate, the enemy is trying to accelerate God's own judgment, his own wrath. And so that's why we see in Scripture where the devil himself is going to pour out his wrath before God's wrath. You need to understand is that Satan has a wrath just like God has a wrath. He's trying to duplicate God. And so his counterfeit wrath will be just before God's wrath. The Scripture says the devil has come down unto you having great wrath. The dragon has come down unto you having great wrath. So the Golden Age is going to be, in their mind, is going to be the Bronze Age. That's where we are right now. We're in the Bronze Age as far as the Greek mythology. But they're calling the Golden Age the Bronze Age. So in other words, they're trying to speed things up. Because they're following Lucifer. They're following Satan. Now, you that are part of this New World Order, if you happen to get a hold of this video or this audio, you need to understand that if you're going to follow the devil in this deception in the New World Order, and you're going to persecute Christians, kill Christians, wipe all Christians and Jews off the face of the earth, understand this, that after the devil has his short wrath, God's wrath will be eternal. Let me ask you a question. Are you willing to have a counterfeit instead of the real? Do you really want to follow Lucifer in his deception, in his rebellion to God? Is that really what you want to do? I mean, it's pretty clear here that, just the producer of the movie Black Knight Rises, he's from England. He studied in England. His wife is from England. She studied from England, in England. All of this information that's being put on our movie screens in America today All the inspiration is coming out of England. It's coming out of the UK. It's coming from Europe. Why? Because they want to bring the whole world under a totalitarian state. They want to bring the whole world under a one world government, a one world order. And they're doing it through programming, through the movies. Look at the budget for the movie that's getting ready to come out in a few years for Superman, the Man of Steel. $127 million. Now, they're not going to pay for that. Who do you think is going to pay for that? Who do you think just paid for Batman to be made? The people pay for it. The ones that buy the tickets. So who paid for all those people to be killed at the movie theater? Who paid for all that to happen? The people who paid the ticket. They paid the ticket.